So let's talk about a pretty radical concept for how we operate as human beings. And the wild part, it doesn't come from a psychologist. It comes from a plastic surgeon. Yeah, a guy who worked with a scalpel, not on a couch, who accidentally discovered the invisible set of instructions that runs our entire lives.
We spend so much of our lives trying to change things on the outside. Our jobs, our homes, our relationships. But this question, it kind of stops you in your tracks, right? What if the real prison, the real walls holding you back, are the ones inside your own head? That's exactly what we're going to break down.
All right, so let's dive right in. Section 1, the invisible prison. This is all about that strange mystery of why we can change literally everything about our external world and still feel stuck, still feel like the same person, trapped in the same old loops.
And this is the guy we're talking about, Maxwell Maltz. And again, this is what makes his discovery so incredible. His day job was to physically change people's faces. He was working with skin and bone, not thoughts and feelings.
So Maltz starts noticing this really weird pattern. He would perform a technically perfect surgery, right? Erase a scar, fix a nose. But for so many patients, their lives didn't change at all. They'd look in the mirror and somehow they'd still see the old flaw. They acted as if the scar was still there, reacting to the world through a blueprint that nobody else could see anymore.
And this is what led him to his big idea, the self-image. He realized we don't actually experience reality directly. We experience it through this internal model, this blueprint of who we believe ourselves to be. It's this invisible face of our personality that's really calling all the shots, dictating our successes, our failures, everything.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. This self-image isn't just some fuzzy abstract idea. Maltz found out there's actually a machine at work, a literal guidance system inside you that is working 24/7 to make that image a reality. He actually borrowed a word from the then new field of cybernetics, the servo mechanism. All that means is it's a machine built to do one thing, automatically steer towards a target. It gets feedback and it course corrects. Think about a thermostat in your house, or even better, a heat-seeking missile.
And check this out, the comparison is just mind-blowing. Our nervous system works on the exact same principles as that guided missile. Your self-image? That's the target coordinates. Your senses, what you see, what you hear, that's the feedback, like radar. And your behavior just automatically corrects to make sure you hit that target. And here's the kicker. The mechanism does not care if the target is good for you or bad for you. It just obeys.
And this right here is maybe the most powerful, most liberating idea in this whole thing. You're not broken. You're not lazy or undisciplined or just not good enough. You are not malfunctioning. Your internal guidance system is working perfectly. It's just aimed at the wrong target.
All right, so if we're just misaimed, how the heck do we change the target? How do we give our internal missile a new set of coordinates? Well, this next part is all about the how-to, the actual tools for rewriting that inner code.
Maltz's main tool for this, he called it the theater of the mind. And it's actually pretty simple. You relax, you close your eyes, and you don't just think about past successes, you replay them. You visualize them with as much detail as possible. But the most important part is step 3. You have to feel the emotions. You feel the confidence, the pride, the joy, as if it's happening right now.
And the reason this little trick works is because of this amazing, kind of funny loophole in our own biology. Your nervous system, as Maltz put it, literally cannot tell the difference between something you actually experienced and something you just vividly, emotionally imagined. So, by doing this exercise, you are feeding your guidance system powerful new data, new experiences, new proof of what you're capable of.
Here's another huge piece of the puzzle, the words you use. Look at the difference here. I failed at this is just descriptive. It's data about a past event. It's something you can learn from. But saying I am a failure, well, that's a prison. You've just turned a behavior into an identity. You've handed your servo mechanism a life sentence, and it will work tirelessly to prove you right.
Which brings us to a pretty wild thought. What if you're already hypnotized? What if your current identity, the person you think you are, isn't the objective truth at all? What if it's just a collection of suggestions that you accepted a long time ago? Well, let's talk about how to break that trance.
So you gotta ask yourself, this program that's running in your head, that little voice that tells you what you can and can't do, who put it there? Who wrote that script? Because chances are, you're running on some seriously outdated software that you never even consciously chose to install.
And a lot of the time, these programs get installed in moments just like these, right? Some sarcastic comment from a teacher that you never forgot. a harsh criticism from a parent, a failure that felt huge when you were a kid. These little hypnotic suggestions slip in when we're young or vulnerable, and then we just keep repeating them to ourselves until they sound like our own voice, our own truth.
So what does this all mean? It means your personality, it's not some fixed thing. It's not who you are. It's just a lagging indicator of the thoughts, feelings, and actions you've been practicing the most. Think about that. It's not a static entity. It's a dynamic result, and anything that can be practiced can be repracticed.
And that brings us to the final piece, the big takeaway. This whole approach isn't about willpower or discipline or fighting against yourself. It's about realizing that you're operating a system, and it's time to stop being a victim of the system and start being the one who operates it.
This is the big mental flip you have to make. You are not at war with your mind. Your subconscious isn't some enemy trying to sabotage you. It's just a machine, a powerful, neutral, goal-striving machine that follows whatever instructions it's given. So stop fighting it. Start programming it. Give it better instructions.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. That mechanism we've been talking about, it is always running. Right now, this very second, it never shuts off. It is constantly steering you toward a target. The only question that really matters is, what is your target?